Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakakadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth, and peace, love, and mercy, and safety to the hopeful elect out there. Give me one moment. The topic of today, the topic that I'm about to bring out is a real important scripture. Scripture that's not really brought out very much, uh, but it's real. It's a hard hitter to for brothers who are coming up in this truth. Learning, seeking the Lord, seeking after the breakdowns and understandings of the scriptures, the Lord's word, and especially the scripture is real. It's pretty important because when you're growing in this truth, it's important for you to not go off. It's real easy for you to go off if you're not, if you're in a low level of understanding of the scriptures. Let me just bring out the scripture. This is Sirach. Let me see. This is Sirach, chapter 3, verse 21. It's real important for you to not seek things that aren't expedient for salvation. That's not expedient to do the Lord's will. So let me bring the scripture out right now. Give me one moment. All right, this is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 3, verse 21. Seek not out things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength. And that pertains to trying to find out who you were back then in your past lives. If you're the tribe of Judah, or if you're the tribe of Zebulon, that doesn't or that doesn't pertain to your salvation. Not even that. It doesn't help build the tabernacle. The third temple. That doesn't help push the Lord's return. Also, trying to learn, exactly, if you're like, dwelling upon the kingdom of heaven too much, like what it's exactly gonna be like, thinking about exactly how many wives I'm gonna get, or how many concubines, or what kind of, what I'm gonna do with this slave, or the next, like, don't worry about that right now. The Lord is gonna have everything set for you in the kingdom. How it says, roughly paraphrasing that scripture. I wish I wrote it down. Would have gone perfect right now. I got a kingdom. I got a place, or I got heaven prepared for you. But just watch. I'm butchering the scripture. Let me bring it out. Let me see if this is it. Slovakia. Give me one moment. But yeah, man. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. When it comes to that scripture, I got a place prepared for you. But watch, just don't worry about it. The Lord got everything under control. So just worry about doing His will. Pushing the truth out, edifying the elect, building the brotherhood. You know. All right, I'm gonna go to Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. And it says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding." This precept goes real well with Sirach chapter 3, verse 21. I'm gonna read it again. "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding." And it's important for you to do so, to not lean unto your own understanding when you read these scriptures, to break down, to learn these scriptures without, a man to teach you. And what I mean by that is, let me bring out Acts. This is Acts chapter 8, verse 31. And it says, "And he said, I'm going to start at 30. And Philip ran thither to him, and heard him read the prophet Isaiah, and said, Understandest thou what thou readest? And he said, How can I, except some man should guide me? And he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him." How are you going to learn these scriptures without a man to guide you, a man of the Lord to guide you, and to break down to properly break down these scriptures? Because I'm talking about a man, the actual man of the Lord. The man who got the actual breakdowns, the correct breakdowns of, for instance, the mark of the beast. Like, what if you're listening to IUIC, or these other camps out here, like Adam Abbott, teaching, saying the mark of the beast is, I don't know what they believe, but they don't believe the mark of the beast is the RFID microchip, which the mark of the beast is the RFID microchip, which is going to be the size of, they already got millions of them made. It's going to be the size of a grain of rice. And if you don't get it implanted within you, because that's what Esau wants. He wants it to be implanted within you, in your wrist, wherever. You won't be able to buy or sell, saith he who has a mark, and that's a lesson for another day. But yeah, man, how are you gonna learn something like that if a man didn't teach you? So you need to humble, fast and pray, and stay in the spirit. To find out scriptures like this, to find out where to get the proper breakdowns and understanding of these scriptures. Because you could read the Bible, the scriptures, front and back, day after day, all day, every day, still not understand what's going on in these scriptures, man. Unless a man, how do you say? Let me read it again. Verse 31, this is Acts chapter 8, verse 31. And he say, how can I, except some man should guide me, Yeah. You got to be guided by the men of the Lord, And that fountain of living water is on the unicorn on YouTube, Starting with GMS, I'm gonna go to Sirach. Let me go to Sirach. No, Slakia. Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 12, and it says, "And further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no end, in which study is weariness of the flesh." It's speaking about these other books out here. The Quran. Book of Enoch, Jasher. The Talmud. And further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no end. There's no end. Just gonna be going in circles, and circles, and circles of, just being bugged out. And much study is a weariness of the flesh, which, and much study is a weariness of the flesh. You study all this other stuff that has nothing to do with the Lord's will. You're just gonna be going in circles. You're just gonna be extremely bugged out that you're gonna be so far gone, so far bugged out that there's you're gonna be so far gone that there ain't gonna be no return for you. You're not gonna return from that state where the Lord had you. You're never gonna come back to the Lord because you're gonna be so bugged out in these other books and what the other books have to say. All right, I'm gonna go to Amos. I got a few scriptures and I'll be done. I'm trying to make this video quick. This is Amos chapter 3, verse 7. This is also a heavy hitter, important scripture. This is Amos chapter 3, verse 7. I'm going to start at 6. "Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord hath not done it?" Verse 7, which is the point. "Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets." That's why you should seek guidance from the men of the Lord, starting with Elder Apostle Tahar on down, because they're the prophets of today. They're the prophets back then, and they're regenerated, and into their the same spirit, they're regenerated into a new body. They're those same prophets that were walking on the earth with Yahushua. And hopefully I was one of those men too. That's why, if you're in doubt, roughly paraphrasing this scripture, to put on is the elect. But let me read this. I'm gonna bring out that scripture. "Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets." And his servants are the prophets. And who are the prophets? The men of the Lord, preaching the true gospel, that are singing a new song. And what's that new song? That gospel, the true gospel, the true good news that is only being sung and taught, being uttered by the men of the Lord, which is GMS, Apostle Tahar and Gabar and Aramla all down. Sorry, Slakia, but yeah, you should seek guidance, for the true, proper understanding of these scriptures, starting with them. Seek, go to them first. And these other camps, in GMS, with like mind, with the same doctrine, that are singing that same song. I'm not talking about an actual song. Actual song. I'm talking about, this doctrine is compared to a song, and the main lyrics, is Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai, why Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, in a song, in really any song you listen to, there's that main lyric, It's usually the title of the song, or there's that main lyric. It's real catchy. Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Kakadash. That's the main lyric. But yeah, man. What was that scripture I was gonna bring out? Put on is the elect, man. But yeah, man. This is also an important scripture, man. This is Colossians chapter 3, verse 12. Put on, therefore, as the elect of Yahweh, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, and meekness, long suffering. And those are the characteristics, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, and meekness and long suffering. Those are the characteristics of the men of the Lord, of the elect. The scripture is literally telling you how to put on as the elect. To be humble in mind, to not be high-minded, that scripture that says, knowledge puffs you up, roughly paraphrasing that scripture. Let me bring that out. And that also has to do with this topic, the much knowledge that you have over, when it comes to anything, even in this truth, it puffs you up. You feel high-minded, you feel exalted, you feel, how do you say it? You feel like you're greater, you get a sense of pride, which, being prideful isn't good. So give me a moment. I hope this is it. Alright, this is First Corinthians chapter 8, verse 1. It says, now, as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth. If you have all this knowledge in the scriptures, have charity, spread it to the brotherhood, spread it to the hopeful elect, make a lesson about it, and that goes for anything, that the Lord reveals to you, make a lesson over it, make a little 15-minute video, a little 5-minute video, it doesn't matter, there's some videos that are just a minute, 2 minutes, anything to push this truth, to push forward, getting us out of here, man. Yeah, man. Much knowledge in anything, puffs you up. And that's the Lord's words. Those aren't my words. I've experienced the same thing. There was a time before that, I knew this truth. I used to be on YouTube just searching out all types of, things on, herbs and, knowledge and a whole bunch of stuff, I thought I was like real smart. I thought I was real smart, but really the Lord, hopping in the truth, the Lord revealing the truth to me, I found out, I knew nothing, man. I knew nothing, because the knowledge of this world is nothing, it's all, there's nothing compared to the actual truth, which is in the scriptures. That's actual wisdom, that's actually what's going on in this creation. You find out what it, if you want to find out, the things around you and what life is, the scriptures have it for, have all the answers, literally all the answers, like literally, Mike. Ever since I had YouTube, you know, I've been on YouTube. You know, what do you call it? Audio. How you say? I would have all these subscriptions of other things, other people, other YouTube channels, and really, when I got in the truth, uh, really I deleted, I unsubscribed to everybody besides Gray Millstone and the people with the like doctrine, the like who are singing the same song, the same doctrine as Gray Millstone, and I started learning more and more, because really, well, what else is there to learn about, since if you want to find out anything, the scriptures have it, if you want to find out what's in the scriptures, you go to the men of the Lord. That's all the answers right there, right in, why should I go to someone else that's not in this truth to find out something, like, but still, like, I'm on YouTube sometimes, be watching like health doctors, not health doctors, people who you know are good with herbs, like those raw foodists, those people who grow their own food, people who study the herbs, of the earth, because but like that's just for physical health, to keep my mind straight. But other than that, really, just you know, just stay in the truth. Go to the man of the Lord. I'm gonna go to 1 John. This might be my last scripture. 1 John. Okay. Chapter 3, verse 2. And it says, Beloved, now are we the sons of Yahweh, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. And that's speaking about when we're changed into our spiritual bodies, when the Lord gives us the spiritual bodies, As of right now, the Lord, he's only given us some scriptures to, to like, I got them right here, but he's only given us some scriptures describing what it's going to be like to be in those spiritual bodies. But it says right here, Beloved, now are we the sons of Yahweh, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, We're going to have those spiritual bodies like Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. For we shall see him as he is. We don't know exactly how our spiritual bodies are going to look like, how big exactly we're going to be, how exactly strong we're going to be. But, let me bring out some scriptures to show, to give a little glimpse into, what's going to be like. What the spiritual bodies are going to be like. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and 53. It says, For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, Death is swallowed up in victory. So we're going to have incorruptible, immortal bodies. You know, it doesn't explain exactly what they're gonna look like, but just know our spiritual body is gonna be immortal. You know, incorruptible. We're gonna bring out one more scripture, two more. This is Ezekiel. Ezekiel. No, not Daniel. This is Ezekiel chapter 36 and 26. And it says, a new heart also will I give you. You know, we're going to be given a new heart, you know. And a new spirit. And it's like a new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh. And I will give you a heart of flesh. You know. So our heart that we got, you know, the heart that we, you know, the mind that we got right now, because you know the heart is synonymous with mind, with your mind. You know, lab, which means mind. You know, heart is lab. You know, lab means mind. I'm not going to go into that right now, but our mind right now is going to be, it's not going to be having these nasty thoughts in us. You know, like, you know, like, you know how we have those thoughts of sin. You know, those corruptible thoughts, those perverse thoughts when you know we come across something that's against the Lord. You know, I got some horrible examples. Like, let me see. Should I get that? You know, like that big old cheeseburger, or should I go to that buffet when it's not really expedient right now? You know, that's gonna defile your temple. Even though if you could eat a whole bunch of lawful food, but it's not expedient. You know, it's not good. You know, it's still defiling your temple. To you know, when you eat, you know, you're being gluttonous. You know, that's gluttony. You know, that's a sin. You know, eating. Thinking about food a whole bunch. You know, putting food in front of the Lord. That's gluttony. You know, or should I take this smoke, or you know, should I smoke, you know, just this one time? You know, that's a wicked thought. You know, that's what goes on in your stony heart, your stony mind. But the Lord's gonna give us a heart of flesh, and what that means is, you know, He's gonna write He's gonna write the laws in our inward parts. Actually, here's the next scripture. Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 27. And I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. Come on. You know, the Lord's gonna put the commandments. He's gonna put, you know, righteousness within us, within our mind. You know, so we won't ever go off. You know, won't even be thinking about going off, because we're gonna have the laws in our inward parts within us. You know, right now we're, you know, in these chains of darkness. Let me. Suck you. This is Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 33. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. No other nations. Not Esau, not Moab, not Ammon, not, you know, etc. I'm not going to get into that. After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my law Whose law? The Lord's law, you know? The law of Israel in their inward parts, you know? I will put my law in their inward parts. Whose inward parts? The nation of Israel. Everybody in the nation of Israel. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you know, the 12 tribes. This is the covenant that the Lord, let me read again, but this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel for those days, saith the Lord. I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people. You know, and what that means is, you know, the Lord's gonna put the law, statutes, and commandments within us. You know, and we're not, you know, that's gonna cause us to never, sin. You know, never go off again. We're gonna be living in righteousness, man. We're not gonna have to worry about, sinning, doing evil, with demons messing with us, Satan, spiritual demon Satan, and Esau messing with us. You know, that's the kingdom of heaven right there. You know, not all of it, but that's what it's gonna be like. You know. All right, I'm gonna go to Isaiah. This is gonna be the last scripture. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31. And it says, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. That's going to be what's, the Lord, He's going to give us, the spiritual bodies. And, we're not going to be able to, we're not going to be able, we're going to be able to fly. We're going to be able to defy gravity. We're going to be able to, our strength is going to be renewed, We're not going to be in this weak flesh, have to work out every day or every other day to gain strength. We're going to have it already, you start working out for a week and you lose all that muscle, man, or you forget to eat protein and, don't get enough sleep, you don't gain that muscle, all that BS that, being in the flesh, these chains of darkness is like, and they shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. We're not going to be getting tired, we're not going to experience pain, we're not going to experience being tired, experience, not being able to, we're going to be able to run as Flash, like these superheroes. We're going to be like those Marvel superheroes, man. Like X-Men, that you see in these movies. But we're going to be the Israelites, with those spiritual superpowers. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, hope the elect were edified. Call all Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And until next time, I say Shalom.